We're going to start off here today, guys. Lunge position here. Normal, just lunge position here. We're going to start off with that three-phase hip flexor stretch, so neutral pelvis, torso upright, driving our body slightly forward, feeling that stretch in the front here. After a while, we're going to take it to a Spider-Man, bring it back to a hamstring. That's going to give us a little bit of a dynamic warm-up, and then we're going to slow it down with some more passive, more long elongated stretches. So we're going to start off here in that hip flexion. We're going to switch it over to a Spider-Man here in just a moment. All right, go ahead. Join me down. Torso comes forward. Pelvis points into the ground here. Again, stretching that hip flexor, different angle here. And from there, we're going to tip it back. Pelvis goes over that back leg. Front leg extends. We have a hamstring stretch here. That's the completion of that three phase. And then we're going to go ahead. We're going to speed that up as we go through a few more times here. All right, here we go again. Back up, hip flexor stretch. Again, with these earlier stretches, you can feel free to go a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more discomfort. Obviously, don't want to make it too much tension. Go ahead, drop it down to Spider-Man. Bring it back, hamstring. Bring it up. We're going to go through that 2 more times here. Drop it down. Again, a little faster here, though. And drop it back. Up. Down to Spider-Man. And back to hamstring. Go ahead, switch it there here. Let's get this side warmed up as well here. Start again off in that lunge hip flexor stretch, neutral pelvis, torso upright, driving forward. Then we'll go back, slow it down with the hip flexor for each of those sides. From here, we can drop it down, Spider-Man. Hands support that torso coming forward. Pelvis drives into the floor. And bring it back. Once again, that pelvis drops on that back leg. Front leg extends for that hamstring stretch. And bring it up. We're going to go through that a few more times here, a little bit faster though, starting with that neutral hip flexor stretch. We're going to drop it down to a Spider-Man. And drive it back, hamstring. And 2 more times here, speeding it up again. Really getting a little bit more aggressive there if you feel as you're able to. If you're holding back a little bit. You're going to drop it into Spider-Man. Again, we're just trying to get the blood flow to those muscles, and then we're going to start slowing it down. More of a passive stretch here as we continue forward. And hamstring. And 1 more time, starting from the top. Down to Spider-Man. Driving that pelvis into the ground. Bringing yourself forward. and drop it back, hamstring. All right, you're going to switch back to that first side here. This is where we're going to start to slow it down, be a little less aggressive here, really focusing on that breathing coming in from the stomach, expanding here, not up here, down here. We're going to start off here, hip flexor stretch. Again, slowly lean into it. Really enjoy that stretch. We're allowing that muscle to really relax, get that message up to the central nervous system that we want to incur a stretch down here. If you need a little bit more, go ahead, you can twist into it. From there, we can switch to that other side. Again, engaging in those advanced stretching techniques if you would like. And relax there. We're going to take it down here towards the ground. V-stretch here next. We're going to translate that into a hamstring stretch here after that, but we're going to start off here just going forward. Again, hands in this situation can just fall forward. Our body weight in this upper torso is really supposed to be that force within that passive stretch here. It's going to use gravity to bring us down into that stretch as we stretch our adductors or inner thigh muscles in this position. It's the beginning of the week. If we're starting to feel a little too tight in this area, if you have a wall, this might be a good opportunity to sit against that wall here. Same thing can happen with our hamstring stretches when we get to those in a moment. If you need a little bit more of a support system to engage that stretch. From there, I'm going to have you join in one hamstring. I'm starting here with my left leg. Same concept. We're just going to fall forward. Don't need to grab onto the toes or anything. Really just let yourselves take in that stretch. These stretches you might be feeling within your legs. You might also feel them in your low back if our low back's a little tight. That's perfectly all right as well. We're going to have lift, switch legs here. After a few breaths, if you feel you can go a little bit deeper, go for it. We're going to come up. We're going to go back into that V stretch. We're going to redo each one of those 3 stretches here. As we start going through this second round, you should be able to feel yourselves going a little bit deeper here. And for timing reference, just so you know, we're holding when we do these passive stretches in each one of these stretch classes, we're holding each stretch for at least 30 seconds to a minute. When I'm on my own, sometimes I like to hold those stretches for up to even 2 minutes. Research might show that there might not be a benefit beyond 60 seconds, but it does help you to relax sometimes and just get into that more mindful state. And that's, again, could all just be preference, but that's why we want to at least hit 30 seconds up to a minute, which is what we tend to do in these classes. Go ahead, raise yourself up slowly again into the next, or that first hamstring stretch here. Lean forward. Go ahead, switch over. From there, as you slowly come up, you guys can join me on our backs here. We're going to do a glute piriformis stretch. Great thing to do if you're sitting down. Those are two muscles that can get really tight throughout the day. So as we're here, what we're going to do is we're going to bring one foot up, ankle over the knee, grab behind that knee, and pull in. Should be stretching that foot that's up on the knee there, that glute. From there, you can go ahead, lower, release that top foot, switch it over, other foot, other ankle on that opposite leg. Again, now you're stretching this glute down here. From there, you can go ahead, relax. We're going to finish this off. Again, my favorite four-way neck stretch here. Midway through the day, just a great way to refocus our brain, get the blood flow going back up. We're going to start this one off, chin down to chest, stretching the back of the neck. Go ahead, lift that up, tilting it back here. Again, we have those small muscles in the front here. We want to be gentle. They are able to get tight if we're spending a lot of time at the keyboard. So we want to give them a little attention here. From there, you can bring it down ear to shoulder here, stretching the side of the neck. Again, while we're in these stretches, shoulders relaxed. Maybe you're in a chair, so your arms can just fall to the sides. All that works. And lift up, switch sides.